Have you ever watched a YouTube video and it starts with some preamble, a little ramble, and a little sort of introduction to the idea of the video, and doesn't really say a whole lot because it's supposed to be some sort of teaser or introduction or whatever. It's always shot. It's always got like some B-roll in the background of whatever the. Let's say it's a product review. It's got some B-roll of the product and it's swooping along and you see the item and it's sort of laying on the desk and it's going woo, and then you might see a flash, whoosh, maybe some sound effect, whoosh, and then you see some more B-roll and maybe it's switched on at this point and it's going the other way. And maybe in a second you might see it in somebody's hand and it's being played with. What's up guys? This is the greatest YouTube boilerplate video you'll ever see. And this is how you can make a great YouTube video at home. Stay tuned for more. Without further ado, let's get into it. Blah de blah de blah. Cut. YouTube videos. There's often been a weird sort of standard YouTube video throughout the entire throughout the entirety of YouTube. There's sort of been little eras here and there, and there's two that I remember distinctly. The first one was about I'm just trying to think, probably starting in 2010 and dropping off probably about 2015, 16 maybe. Invariably a 3D animated intro, very fancy, very flash, very, I was about to say very colourful, but they always had like a black background and then a very bright centerpiece colour, and that was kind of it. So it's monochromatic, but brightly monochromatic. They had the channel name in 3D, and it was all very cool. Probably some sort of bokeh effect as well. That came in a little bit later, and always dubstep. The dubstep was all over the place back then. Perhaps not so much in 2010, but the 3D intros were definitely there. And they always took like 30 seconds. They were always ridiculously long, these intros. If you want a good example of a modern one of those, Linus Tech Tips. That intro goes on for far too long. Now, call me impatient, but for me, if you're watching a 5-minute YouTube video, you don't need an intro that's like super long. That's why I've always tried to keep my intro short and sweet. Mine's like a few seconds. But that was definitely a thing, and you always saw comments later on saying, great video, but the intro's too long. And then somebody would say, I didn't watch it because I got bored with the intro because it took forever. Anyway, after that we had the trend, and this is still an ongoing trend, of a bit of preamble. Actually, no. I'll get onto that in a sec. It always starts with, "What's up, guys?" It's always that. Maybe a salute. Sometimes you get a salute. For some reason, that's a thing. You get a salute, and then I'm XYZ, and I've got this great. They always hold it in the hand like that. What's up, guys? I've got this great product to show you, and this is it, and whatever. And then they'd say, let's get into it. Intro. Possibly 3D, possibly dubstep. In fact, they still tend to be 3D in some cases, but not so much these days. I don't think there's quite as uniform an intro style, but they do tend to be a little shorter. And then they get into the actual review. Now, again, your actual intro graphic, your ident, as it were, that may be shorter, but your whole intro is long, and sometimes you're spending half the video in intro. It's dreadful. It was like that one Monty Python episode that, like, almost the whole episode was the pre-credits sketch. It went on a bit. It wasn't very funny. Yes, I just said Monty Python wasn't very funny. Anyway. More recently, I've noticed that there's a preamble before the preamble, and then so you've got two preambles. And I just think you could spend all that time that you're faffing about introducing a thing. You could just be talking about the thing, you know? Instead of saying, Nintendo released this great new console, and what's it all about? I don't know, are the new controllers any good? And then, what's up, guys? And then, so Nintendo have released this thing, and it's portable, and we're going to find out if it's any good. And then intro, and then, you know what I mean? You could just get on with the video. I don't really know what the point is here. I'm saying this off the back of a toot I just saw on Mastodon. And, well, I thought it was worth discussion. And perhaps a little lampshading, poking fun at. I don't know, I mean, these channels are all super successful, so maybe it's the missing ingredient. Maybe I need to be doing it more in my videos. I don't know. All I know is that I always find it very, very difficult to, think about how to start a video. So, the intro, the non-committal intro almost feels like a bit of a crutch. I'm not saying it is, but I remember NerdCubed saying years ago that when he dropped the Hello Procrastinators thing, he said that was a bit of a crutch because he never knew how to start the video. So that was sort of right, he said that and then he could get on with it rather than just getting on with it. So, I don't know, maybe I'm on the wrong track, and maybe the way to go is to make the intro and then you hook people in and then they're interested. Anyway, let me know what you think about this strange phenomenon, and if you like it, or if you think it's a stupid thing that should be stopped. Anyway, thank you for watching. What do people say? Actually, no, that's another thing. So it used to be that the YouTuber would say, like the video, subscribe, and press the bell, and they'd say that at the end of the video. And then they started saying it at the start of the video before you've even watched it, and you're thinking, well, I'm not going to like it now because you've asked me to. Maybe I'd like it after I've watched it and I've worked it out for myself. I'm not going to subscribe to some randomer I've just watched one video of and not even watched it. But then they stopped saying it altogether. And I've noticed that the thing to do now is to have this stupid little graphic at the bottom of it's like, they call it a lower third in industry. Along the bottom of the screen, and it's got the like, the subscribe, and the bell, separate buttons, and they've got this little cursor that goes up to each one, and it makes a little clicking sound on each one. I very often turn off at that point, because I just think, just give me the flipping video. Stop demanding stuff of me. So, give it a thumbs up, or an Australian thumbs up. I like that joke. And... well, I'll see you all tomorrow because I've gone on for far too long now. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.